All right, fellas, welcome back to you off a platform. Before we get started, you're not for subscribe to the channel. Thank you for supporting your career black content creators like myself. I greatly appreciate it. Let me try to find a light. Hold on. Let me try to find a light. Nope. That's a little bit better. Okay, we'll just do it like this. We'll do it like this. Anyhow, yeah. Today, it's been a crazy day. It's early in the morning here in Illinois. I've been helping taking care of my sick grandma. She has cancer, and she requires 24-hour care. So it's just been around the clock, thing with her. And it's hard to come out here and make videos. It's hard to really focus on work. It's hard to really, get back to my life. But it is what it is. This is part of life. It's part of growing up. So here I am. I'm here today to talk about the Raheem Shabazz and Elijah situation. I feel like I was the first YouTuber, gay YouTuber, to kind of bring up my reservations towards their relationship in the public, in the YouTube streets, I would say. I was the first gay YouTuber to really talk about how I felt like things are not what it seems with Raheem Shabazz. Like, things are just not what they appear to be. And that's for several reasons. In previous videos, I mentioned the fact that, Elijah was 12 years younger than him. It wasn't a good look. I mentioned the fact that they are constantly in Brazil, or they were constantly in Brazil filming content. And I always have to wonder, why do people, especially people like Raheem, why do you have to constantly film in other countries who may not have such stringent laws towards stringent laws in terms of what we have here in the States? Like, why are you always there? Why do you have a harem, like a group of people that you're always filming with? You're always recruiting other people. It just seems a little bit suspicious to me, a little bit fishy to me. I never liked it. I never liked the idea of it. I've seen other videos of Raheem and Elijah. I know this is what they do before they make content together. They will typically do a test drive or a test run with the performer that they're interested in, and they do that in the privacy of their own home. They'll film it in the privacy of their own home without the professional camera. So I saw on Twitter a video taken from a phone of Raheem. Raheem was doing the videoing, of course, but it was Elijah getting smashed by a Latino dude, Miguel Ray. And I just felt like there's just more to this life than what they're displaying to us. And I think it's going to come crashing down. I truly believe this is all going to come crashing down. Elijah recently took to the internet and he said his story will be heard. Like, he posted that on Twitter, but if you go to his Twitter now, all his tweets are deleted. I couldn't see them. I'm not sure if I couldn't see them because I don't have an account on Twitter anymore. It was becoming a cesspool. I don't have a Twitter anymore. Maybe that's why I can't see it, but I just noticed this morning all his tweets were deleted. And it's just, for me, it's giving cover up. It's giving, I want to say something, but maybe Raheem is pressuring me not to say it. It's just giving there's a lot of secrecy and mystery behind Raheem Shabazz. And I truly feel like this is going to come crashing down eventually. Another thing that kind of, piqued my interest with him and made me look at him side eye was the fact that he was caught doing an IG live with a gay 15-year-old black guy. Like, that's a little bit suspect. Like, I don't know any grown man, especially a man in his 40s, I believe Raheem is in his 40s, that would feel like it is a good look to be doing IG lives with gay 15-year-olds. Like, it's not a good look. With this whole Diddy case, these things are kind of related in my eyes. The Diddy case, he got convicted of, engaging in sex dealings. I would say, got to be careful on YouTube. Sex dealings, and I feel like Raheem, these other performers are kind of straddling that same line where they're crossing state lines to do these performances for OF. They're crossing state lines to engage in this type of behavior, which is incredibly difficult. Not only that, but they're transporting other people across state lines to do this type of work, which is also something to be concerned about. Another thing I want to mention is substances are often involved in this stuff, bro. Like, people don't want to mention it. Like, they'll say, oh, I only do alcohol, blah, blah, but we know people are doing more. People like Yardi Style. He came out to say he does marijuana. He encourages people that he performs with. You want that Zod? You want that Zod? And I'm pretty sure a lot of dudes take it. Maybe some of them do not. But it is something to think about, because all it takes is for one performer to be like, oh yeah, after the act, oh, you essayed me, you did this to me, you pressured me, I was under the influence, I could not consent, and that's when you were in trouble. You were Diddy 2.0 at that point. Um, I really feel bad for the young gay men, the young gay black men that Raheem has kind of recruited into his harem, and one specifically is Nico's aesthetic. And I say this because I have been following Nico prior to him joining Raheem's harem. I was following him prior to that, watching his videos. He was hilarious, he was funny, he was original. He's still original now, but he wasn't involved in so much mess and drama. He just seemed like a goofy, nerdy black dude, gay black dude that we could all relate to. Excuse me, he's bisexual. Bisexual black dude we could all relate to. And I like that about him. And now that once he joined that harem, it just wasn't a good look. I just felt like it wasn't a good look. Raheem literally flew him out somewhere. They hung out. I'm assuming that Raheem, proposed or gave him a proposition about, the job, about the industry, and told him to think about it because he had the look, he had the body, he had the social media following. And, Nico fell for it. He fell for the okie doke. And, as Nico has grown on the YouTube platform, I've noticed that he does not talk about Raheem. Although he says Raheem will allow him to talk about him, Nico never does. Nico never talks about him. Like, I'm sure there's negative stories out there about Raheem, like the stuff I'm talking about, but Nico never brings it up. He will not talk about the 15-year-old boy that Raheem did the IG Live with. He won't talk about that stuff. He won't talk about Elijah saying, my story will be heard soon. What story, Elijah, bro? Like, what story you got to tell? Like, if it's not negative, would it be a story? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was positive, it's like there's no story to be told. You know what I'm saying? So Nico really got himself caught up, and I'm happy that he's out here trying to get a degree now, because like I always tell you gays, bro, like my fellow gay brothers, like, don't go out here and do this type of work. It may look glamorous, you may feel like you're on a pedestal in the gay community, but at the end of the day, you're going to pay the price, and the price is not going to be good. Like, anything that comes easy in life is not worth it. It's not worthwhile. It's not. So Nico, he had a great reputation prior to, but no matter what he does in his life, that OF work is always going to be on the internet. OF work is always going to be there. It's going to be hard to get a job. Let them tell they don't have any issues finding a man because they're in the industry, but I truly believe a lot of dudes have an issue with it. A lot of dudes don't want their husbands, their boyfriends, the people they want to marry, being OF workers, SEX workers. They don't want it. They don't want pass-arounds. They don't want bed bugs. And it's not me being negative about it. I'm just being honest. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you judging, you this, you that, but I'm none of those things. I'm just telling y'all the truth. It's like, y'all don't want to hear the truth from older gay men who have lived, and I just don't want to see y'all making mistakes like this, So, Nico, I definitely feel like, bro, you need to do better. You need to get out the situation. As soon as possible. Keep getting your degree, graduate, separate yourself from Mr. Shabazz. Try your best to, damn, somebody's car sounds crazy. Try your best to just do the right thing. I know fast money is cool and all, it's easy to make, but it's not always worthwhile. Not always worthwhile. And, in this case, I think it's not worth it to constantly be in that industry, performing like that, doing that type of work. I wouldn't do it. But I truly believe the next year we're going to have some more allegations come out about Shabazz. I think Elijah's going to hit him with something. I also feel like some white dude, some white gay is going to hit him with something saying, or a Latino gay. Because it always starts with that, a white or Latino gay, because that's the only time the public will pay attention. But if it's a black gay, they're not going to pay attention. They're not going to pay attention. They won't at all. So I feel like there's a white Latino gay that's going to come forward and say, Raheem did X, Y, and Z. He's like X, Y, and Z. He was grooming X, Y, and Z. And this is all alleged. Again, this is my opinion. I don't know for sure. This is my opinion. But I truly feel this way. I don't want to make this video long, but I want to know you guys' thoughts about the situation. What do you feel about Shabazz? Like, what do you feel about people like Yardi? let me just go back a little bit. So you already saw. Let's talk about him very quickly. A perfect example of something to be concerned about is I saw Yardi smashing an Asian dude while the Asian dude's white friend was filming, right? So while Yardi was smashing the Asian dude from the back, he was smashing that dude so hard, and he was in that dude's guts like so deep that the photographer or the videographer, the white dude, the white gay, he literally, I saw him like do this, like he was filming like this, but he put his other hand out like almost to say stop, 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 like stop, 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 and you know, he eventually retracted his hand, and they kept smashing, they kept filming. But that's a perfect example of how you're blurring the lines between SA and regular SEX. You're blurring the lines, bro. So if that Asian dude come out in the future and say, "Oh yeah, you did this to me," there's video evidence out there proving that that claim could be legitimate. Cause I saw it even. I was like, dang, like you smashing a dude like that, and then the white gay is like, stop, stop, stop. It's like wow. It's wow. It's like wow. Stay away from this work. I feel like AI is going to replace a lot of these workers in the future, and maybe AI needs to do that. Maybe AI needs to do that as more states begin to ban that type of content. I truly feel like maybe AI will just replace it, and we'll be watching the type of AI content that we enjoy. But I truly feel like it's destroying a lot of gay men's lives. And I think once again, we as the older gays need to be cognizant, and we need to tell you guys the truth about that industry. And there's a reason why so many of the people in the industry are dying young. They're dying young. They're losing their minds. The substances, poor mental health, dying at a young age. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's like you live such a brilliant, bright, fast-paced life in that industry, and then all of a sudden you fizzle out. You burn out. It's sad. And then it's like when people are no longer watching your content, then it's time to engage in selling. Selling cakes. It's time to engage in selling cakes because you're too old at that point. People are used to you and they want something new and fresh. So it's bad. It's really bad. Nico, I hope you escape. I hope you do the right thing. I hope you begin to distance yourself from this man. I hope you also begin to deliver honest content about him eventually, because if you don't, you're going to be caught up. People are watching this. People like myself are following this, and we will report on it. Other gay people are following this stuff, and we will report on it. And if this dude's reputation takes a hit, your reputation will take a hit as well. So it's like, be cautious, be careful, do the right thing. I'm not coming down hard on you. I'm not talking shit about you. This is not that. I'm not hating on you. I'm not jealous of you. It's nothing like that. It's just, I think I'm older than you, and I'm just telling you, take notes, bro. Take notes. Anyhow, Wolf is back. Wolf pack. Take care. Peace.
I don't wanna see a nigga bluff, nigga kill, nigga up. Nigga